Good evening, my friends. I figure, I've just been kind of putting off starting this video, so I figure I might as well just start it and go for it. There's no good time to talk about being pissed off. I'm not particularly angry right now or anything. I just, the question I wanted to pose was, are you pissed off? And the answer was, you should be, In fact, what just popped into my head when I said that was those old bumper stickers from the 80s that said, if you're not angry, you're not paying attention. I forgot. I think that's how it went. But that's kind of the feeling that people have about all the things that are going wrong in the world. Now, the reason I'm addressing this is because I have like 3 different subjects wrestling around in my head that I wanted to make videos about today. And it's funny because I come out and I make a video. I don't edit my videos really at all, besides adding an intro. These days I started adding an intro and an outro. But those are ones that I made in a few minutes, and I just kind of add them in and it's done. But I don't spend a lot of time editing. So it may seem like my videos are simple, that I just come out here and talk to the camera. But I do hours of thinking and research before I make a video. And every single time it's like, should I even talk about this subject? And whenever it comes to things that piss me off, I decide against it. And I've got, pages of notes that for videos I never did. Like these ones I've got right here, it's like 2 or 3 pages of just notes for a video I wanted to make today. But then I got into something else, I started out today with this, I woke up frustrated that my father, from the video I made last night about my father dying from Agent Orange, kind of frustrated with myself for not, just for letting it go. And I've been wrestling with that. I have an ambivalence about this, I guess, the cognitive dissonance you would call it, about whether or not I should be frustrated and even care, and say, or just let things go, and say, well, life is life, I have to go on with my life. The attitude that I've had is live and let shit go, forgive your enemies, be done with it. That philosophy is no longer working for me. I have to be brutally honest. I tried the peaceful approach for probably the last 10, 15 years. Just the passive approach, like, well, oh well, things are what they are. I've even gone as far as to just, kind of argue the devil's advocate, if you will, on my own videos, saying, well, there's no real, nobody really pulling the strings. There's no, major grand conspiracy. It's really just a lot of individual people trying to do the best they can. And that for the most part, most people mean well. And I still believe that most people mean well, but I also believe that there are enough people that don't mean well to completely fuck us all over. And I spent several hours today. I watched a documentary about Vietnam and Agent Orange, one about World War II. I got into the whole false flag thing, which I had already covered 15 years ago. Conspiracies are nothing new to me. In fact, there was a time when I was so flustered by what the government had done to its own people that I just decided to let go of it, because there's nothing I can do. Our government, our military, is one of the most wasteful expenditures we have. And they use this idea that you have to be American and support the military. But I don't buy into it. I support a strong standing army to support your own borders, but that's about it. The amount that we spend on military, which is more than, healthcare, $500 billion a year, or, $500 billion or more a year, and that's not including black ops projects. A lot of this money could be going to other causes, better uses, and it's kind of a joke, the world we live in. And so what I'm trying to do is, over the past few years when I've been passive, I realized it's because I have young kids, and I want them to grow up in a decent world, and I've been busy raising kids, and I don't have the time to sit and fret about the problems of the invisible, if you will. I can see enough problems in front of me to address to not have to worry about all this shit. Every time I get ready to make a video talking about these problems, I say, well, God damn it, I don't want to be that negative guy. I don't want to be that dude who makes a video just complaining about something on my mind. Because every time I do, I wake up in the morning and think, why did I make that video? And usually, well, a lot of the times it was after I'd have a couple beers and I'd be frustrated and like, all right, now I can tackle this. It wasn't because I was drinking and then the drinking made me frustrated or angry. It was that I purposefully had a few drinks in order to open up and really express how I feel. Now, that's unfortunately the brutal truth, you know. When people are able to express themselves better, you know, even though I'm sitting in front of a camera, and to you it may seem like, well, anybody can sit behind a camera and just talk about anything they want on YouTube and, you know, without caring. Well, that's not true, you know. You actually really do have repercussions when you spit something stupid or, you know, make a video about something that's not true. So I'm very careful about what I talk about. And it's not for the sake of being called out, but for the sake of, I don't want to put out negative vibes to the world. I don't want to sit here and complain about the military and all the problems in the world. But if we don't address them, then we're fucked. You know? We're doomed if we don't talk about these things. And the more I looked into the Agent Orange issue, you know, with Vietnam, the more depressing it became when I realized, you know, all these things, you know, that I've been ignoring. I shouldn't say I've been ignoring. I've been setting aside because there's nothing I can do about them. Say, the world's too big. The problems are too huge. What am I going to do as an individual? Well, this is what I can do. I can make YouTube videos and talk about it. And I still feel cheesy. You know, 7, 8 years after I started my channel, I still feel like a dumbass for making videos. I think, what a waste of time. I'm going to go out there and make a video on my bus. I don't get paid for it. I don't use ads. And I think maybe I should use ads because, you know, everybody else is capitalizing on this and that. And like I said, the many frustrations we have as humans, you know, like I was watching John Oliver earlier and he was talking about, it was one of the older shows, he was talking about predatory lending. And I just was frustrated all over again by the way that, let's say, car loan companies can take advantage of people. And that now the Carlyle Group and these huge, no, it wasn't the Carlyle, it was something else, but these huge companies are taking over like mobile home parks and raising the rent by 30 to 100% and forcing people to move, people who are on fixed incomes, people who are just basically fucked in their lives. And fuck those people. You know, fuck people who screw people over to make a profit. You know, and that's something else I wanted to address when I started this video, was that one of the beauties of my channel is that I can say, fuck you, motherfucker, and not have to worry about whether or not I'm going to be censored. I can put shit in the title and not worry about whether or not my sponsors or vendors are going to care. I refuse to be bought out by companies or corporations or advertisements. Unfortunately, that puts me in the position of using Patreon and then making me feel like an idiot for begging for money. And otherwise, the huge companies, they act like, well, they're just giving you free information. But the advertisements are paying for their, you know, their meal. When I come out and make videos, I don't get paid that way. I only get anything through Patreon, and it's not very much. To be honest, like 120 bucks a month is what I get. For all the 7, 8 years that I've been making videos, I make about 100 bucks a month. I don't do it for the money. I do it because I love it, obviously, because otherwise I would have moved on long ago to advertisements. And the point I'm making is that I really care about the truth. I really care about information, but it's really hard not to fall into the trap of getting frustrated and angry about the world, you know. In fact, one of the videos I'm going to make, for example, is about CBD. It's one of the ones I've been working on today, and it's because somebody sent me a free bottle of CBD tincture to test, and they wanted me to do a product review, and I told them I'll be brutally honest. If I don't like it, I don't like it. And here it is, this $100 bottle of CBD tincture. That'll be for the next video, but I thought, okay, I sent them an email and asked them, why does it say hemp extract and not tincture? And they gave me this excuse, well, it's for labeling purposes because, you know, of legal concern. It didn't matter. The point being that I'm not going to be bought out by a company. Somebody wanted me to do a product review. I'm going to be brutally honest about it. But the CBD industry is really just completely overrated. The whole idea, these people can sell anything they want, you know, under the guise of, oh yeah, it's going to help you. And I shouldn't get into that right now because that's for a separate video, so I'm going to let it go. What I really wanted to get across in this one was to say that we're all human. We get pissed off and it's okay to be angry and frustrated. But it's important that we direct that in a constructive way. That we don't harm others, that we don't, you know. It's like when I came out to start making this video, I've been a little frustrated today. I just needed some time by myself and I thought I'll make a video. As I was walking out, my wife is on the phone with family about an issue. My youngest son was frustrated about something, and my other son was talking on the phone. My oldest son, or my middle son, he was in there listening to music, frustrated because, for his own reasons. And I thought, you know, that's kind of more ammunition for me to put into my video to say, you know, this is life. We as humans are frustrated sometimes, and it's amazing that we can all come together at all, you know, and kind of organize our thoughts and pass on our information. But I don't know what else to say about it without rambling on for another 20 minutes. My videos are already so long, but you have a right to be pissed off about the way things are going in this world. There are people taking advantage of us. Predatory loans, predatory auto and housing loans, which are basically shelter and transportation, two of the most important things we have right now. We've got major monoculture and control of all of our crops, control of our farms, forcing small farmers out. There's a lot of things to be pissed off about right now. You know, water, the basic human need, which is being controlled. You know, U.S. companies buying out taps in other countries, buying water wells and then locking them literally with a padlock, and then coming in the morning and charging the local people more than they can afford for their own water. Fuck these people. Fuck these companies. And like I said, that's why I like not answering to advertisers, because I can say fuck you. Fuck you, Monsanto, you know, and really feel that without having to worry about repercussions. And that's why I mentioned Patreon. It's important that people understand that a lot of the channels that are supported by donations, it's easy to just say, oh, well, you know, I'll just get everything for free and not care, you know, not have to pay into anything. And I feel the same guilt when I read articles online and I realize journalists created this article. They go to work each day, and these companies also have to get paid. So it's taken me until now to start saying, well, maybe I should actually pay into some of these people because I use ad blocker. And it's a new world. It's constantly changing. And it's a clusterfuck. My mind is confused. I don't know what to think anymore. I don't know where this place is going, you know, where we are going, where the world's going, where there's no way to know. But all of us are quickly learning. It's a crazy fucking world out there. So I'm going to let it go with that, because I have other subjects, 3 other videos I need to talk about, and hopefully, I guess I kind of made this as a warm-up, you know what I mean? Because it's hard to sit and talk in front of a camera. So I'll talk to y'all later in a couple minutes. Be well, my friends. And my main message here is it's okay to be pissed off. But you got to be cool, calm, and collected. You don't have to be so stoic that you don't deal with anything or care about anything. You just have to be able to think coherently in order to say, this ain't right, and identify the enemy. And there are plenty of them. So, talk to y'all later.